Hey, what's going on? What's going on? What's going on, Big Lou?
Hey, what's up, man? How you doing? How's
Uh,
everything out there?
Before we get into the topic right now, I'd like to say thank you to all my subscribers, to my future subscribers. And this is your boy Gene, your best friend, your new friend, if I'm already your best friend. All right. Um, Today, this is a dope topic. It was Lewis that actually came up with the topic, and I'm, it's really pretty dope. And, Lou, introduce
Yeah.
yourself, bro. Reintroduce yourself.
Hey, how you doing, YouTube world? My name is Lewis. Uh, I'm just another human being on this planet, but we out here just trying to give different perspectives, according to what we've seen and where we have been in life. Sharing our own, knowledge and wisdom on things. So I am your boy. Whenever you need me, I am here to give you the advice in order to move you forward in life.
Sounds good. Sounds good. Well, before I get into anything, I want to apologize from the last video we did. Right, there was a some of my viewers and some of my friends, they actually were telling me, and yourself too, that there was a little sound on the microphone. I apologize. It was a little technical difficulty, but we got that checked out before we did this video. And Lou, I'm pretty excited about this, man. What we about to chop it up about, man. And
Yeah.
please tell us, what is this? What is the subject? What are we going to be talking about today?
Well, the subject of today is called fate versus free will. So, fate versus free will. It's a deep subject that that I was thinking about in regards to our last video, and so it is a topic that's very deep, and that a lot of people don't think about so much, and how it affects them on a daily basis. And
Mm-hmm.
so here we are, putting it on the table under the microscope so we can discuss it a little bit further and go in depth to perhaps give a better explanation and to get the answers that we need.
Right. Man, when you say destiny versus free will, man, we all, you and I, we all had choices in our lives, right? And
Right,
for example, when we were younger, where our parents would tell us to go to school. If you don't go to school, and get an education, you won't be successful, right? And
right,
it's just one part of the thing, but a lot of times though, what we think may be destined for us may not be destined for us, right? And free will is something that takes part of that destiny because it's a choice that you make, right?
right,
So me personally, when you touch up on this topic, you hit me about this, I'm like, damn, this is something that, my viewers and subscribers should know about, because we all have choices in life, right? But it's up
right.
to us to choose which path that we need to go into. And I'm gonna let you get into it and drop some bombs, man. Give some examples, and then I can power sip with you, man.
Okay, so you might see me off the camera for a second, but it's just me looking at my notes here on my phone. What does fate and
Mm-hmm.
free will mean? So
Mm-hmm.
is to make good decision, you need to understand the difference between fate and free will. Life is a delicate balance between the two. Fate brings you opportunities, and free will determines whether or not you take them. Fate is the destiny that is pre-planned for you, but it's up to you to do something with it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Sounds good to me. Sounds good to me. Now, let's give some examples, right? Because some people are not gonna understand what we're talking about. Really not. Because me and you, we talk about this, man. We talk about everything, man.
Right.
Not the normal type of guys, man, where we're gonna sit there and just talk about, of course, we talk about women, but that's just like only 5%, of our conversations.
Yeah.
Because think about me and you, where the magic happened is that we both trying to elevate, right? A part of elevating It's about change, man. You gotta change, right? For example, like me, you get on me all the time. When we just linked up, you was telling me, bro, I'm not gonna get too much into this, but you tell me, like, bro, you need to get out the environment that you're in. You need to stop messing with this person you're messing with because they're gonna do this and do that. It's not until it happens that's when I realized, like, dang, bro, you were telling the truth. Vice versa, right? So
Yeah.
fake could happen where we hear this story all the time, right? A high school athlete, he was the best basketball player or football player, right? And he was destined to be this big star and get a scholarship, go to college, right? And then be this big NBA or NFL player, right? And then, but he made the decision to hang out with some friends, and those type of friends were bad for him, right? Or her, whatever. And then what happens? He get in trouble. He goes to jail, and that's what happened. He goes to jail. He finds out he's getting 10, 15 years because he did something that he wasn't supposed to be. He wasn't supposed to be doing, and that was free will. That was his free will, right? Now, we hear the story all the time on the news. You know what I mean? There's, prime example. I'm not going to name anybody, but it was a famous football player, right? Even basketball players. They were there already. They already were successful. These big contracts, and you be like, okay, cool, that's what's up. And then all of a sudden, they made a dumb decision, murdering and being a part of a crowd they're not supposed to be, and they just mess up their life. And which we call that free will. You know what I mean? Yeah. Now, you could take this away, and you could just drop some bombs, man. Let the viewers know, what we chop it up about, man, and what you think about this, man.
Well, every day when we wake up, thankfully, thank God, when we wake up, we have choices in front of us. We have things that perhaps we have no control over, good, bad, and ugly, and as well as things that we do daily to better ourselves, to prepare ourselves, things that we do as well to plan for the future, and to put things together. And when we wake up in the morning, we have choices that we have to make and decisions, whether it's something to eat in the morning, whether it's, eggs you're going to have versus French toast versus, I don't know, whatever you have for breakfast versus some sugary cereal, it's all up to the individual.
Mm-hmm.
And the free will aspect of it is that, we are left with these choices every day to make for ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
And whether those choices are good or bad is something that has to be determined by us. And so it is something that every human being comes in conflict with. And we have the tendency to, depend on the individual, but what is bad, it feels more natural and it's easier to do. There's a certain gratification that we get with those attached to those behaviors, and certain stimuli that we have mentally when it comes to getting to having these free wills. For example, like me religiously, I love Rice Krispies. I am a Rice Krispie fanatic, like
that's stupid.
Oh man, like every morning I go and get myself a Rice Krispie with a Red Bull. That's like my breakfast, right? Now, given that is that, I have other choices I could be making in the morning, I bypass a whole basket of fruits, and on the table, and healthy yogurts, and, perhaps a boiled egg in the fridge or something like that, to go right to the gas station and get me a Rice Krispie and a Red Bull, and so that is my free will, And so with some as minute as that, as me making this kind of choice, it is also changing my fate and my destiny, because as you know, I had a weight loss surgery and I lost I would say close to 200 pounds in the past year and a half or so. And so, with that being said, is that I could choose to keep going on the path of doing what's right, doing the healthy things and things like that, or I could choose to jump on the unhealthy wagon and just start, just eat this Rice Krispies and satisfy these urges. That is my free will.
Mm-hmm.
But by me making that choice, is
Mm.
I am changing my fate.
Yes,
Is
sir.
that if my fate was to, if by me making these healthy choices, my fate was to become, or my destiny was to become better, healthier, stronger, skinnier, losing more weight,
Mm-hmm.
then that is exactly what I'm supposed to be doing. I'm heading toward the right direction.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But my free will is leading me towards quote unquote self-destruction,
Mm-hmm.
because there has to be, yes, I am
Mm-hmm.
um satisfying a crave, but at the same time I'm also changing my fate. So perhaps, if it's a behavior that I enroll into and that is ongoing, that could completely change the
Mm-hmm.
course of my life
Right.
in a way where I wouldn't even think about it. And now whether those
Mm-hmm.
changes are coming in the next year, the next month, the next whatever, that's all up to the universe. But at that point, I've decided to take a fork in the road and go another direction.
Right. Right.
And so what that does is that it changes your fate. It changes your destiny.
Right.
So
Right.
every single one of us have these choices that we make, and it could be as simple as just as breakfast, or as simple as saying no, I'm not gonna date this type of person, or saying yes, I am willing to go to the gym every morning, or
Mm-hmm.
and so these choices are left to the individual,
Right. Right. Right.
and it is an ongoing struggle. It is good versus evil. It is, however you want to put it, but this is what every human being faces,
Mm-hmm.
and that comes with every subject in life, and nothing is
Mm-hmm.
to be underestimated. But go ahead.
Now, I agree. I completely agree with you because nobody's perfect, bro. Nobody's perfect. Like my thing is this. You know, I go to the gym every morning. You know this. I mean, every time you hit me up, you just waking up. Oh, I'm just coming from the gym, right? And what else? Man, I go to the gym. I do eat healthy. This week I haven't made great choices because I've been on the run, been so busy. So I grab what I could grab. But my biggest my free will, man, is eating these sweets, bro. I'm I'm talking about it's like two voices. I'm telling you, it's like two voices, bro, that pops up. You know what I mean? Of course, I could get me I could make my own protein shake and everything, or I could cook my own food. But it's just like I don't have a problem. You know what I mean? I could, me, I could eat. I could go meatless. I could eat veggies and everything. But it's just like you passing by that bakery, and then it's just like, you can smell like the cupcakes, and it's just like I feel like it's telling me, come and get me, come and eat me. You know what I mean? It's just like, and then, when I'm biting into it, my eyes is closed, and there's just, that nice vanilla or chocolate taste, and then you just like, and you're like, I'm like, I'll work out tomorrow, but I'm not realizing that like I just put in like what almost 1,000 calories into my body, and that's something I gotta burn again. You know what I mean? All that hard work, but
Yeah.
the thing too,
It
a lot of
offsets the
people,
progress.
it also says progress. So even me, like nobody's perfect, but at the same time, you gotta know, how can I say? You gotta know where's your destiny, where's your true fate. Like me, I would like to get my 6-pack abs, right? And it's gonna take for me to subtract sweets for me to get that. Watch my diet, because a part of being on a diet and working out is what you eat. And another thing I want to add to, and this is the thing that people don't understand. And when I mean people don't understand, those people, I'm talking about religious people, right? They always told God is gonna do this, God is gonna do that. Sometimes whatever you believe in, God. You know, me, I'm spiritually. You know, I'm into spirituality. That's what I chose. I believe spirituality is in me. God is in me. You know, if you're, how can I say, Muslim, you know, um, Buddhism, Hindu, whatever you are, you know, at times God puts stuff in your face just to see if you can overcome obstacles and tribulation, anything that he puts in, just to see, give you a test to see how you can be overcome that, you know. And a lot of people will say that, you know, a situation will happen and say, oh my God, if you know, that was not supposed to happen because, you know, God, you know, was this and that. But you have to understand, God puts stuff in your face to see if you can overcome it, so He give you your blessings, you know. And that's another thing that people need to take into consideration, is that when it's something that's destined for you, you go through challenges and obstacles just to see if you can receive that blessing. You know, it doesn't not attack nobody, but when we talk about destiny versus free will, it's like, you know, if you can be able to have challenges, like for example, like being around bad people, right? It's your free will if you want to hang out with these people, but just know that could be a distraction to get in the way of where you're destined to be in the future. You know what I mean? And people don't understand that. Look, you know, you are who you're around. You are what you do. You are who you eat. You know, et cetera, et cetera. You know, but that's just me. You know, I hope I explained it the best way I can. But these are things that people just don't understand. You know, it's just, you know, I'm just hoping that, you know, this video, even in the comment below too, you know, you can add to something about this too. You can add what you think too, you know. But yeah, go ahead, man.
Yeah, and as you know, from what you mentioned too, you know, in the aspect of the religious side, is that there is a certain belief that, you know, God will do. Yes, God will do. God will bring. God will provide. God will do a lot of things. But the thing is that we are the vessels in which He uses to accomplish these things.
Exactly.
So nothing can be done without action and will,
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm-hmm.
everything has to be done like that. And
All
for
right.
example, if you get sick, right now this minute, and they call the ambulance, right, you better believe, you better hope that somebody, you know what I mean, dedicated their life to saving your ass. You know what I mean? Like, who's sitting in the hospital just waiting for you to get sick.
Right.
You know, that is that is how life works. You know, God puts these opportunities in front of us. God puts everything that we need in front of us. But are we wise enough to see it, to
Mm-hmm.
take advantage of it? Uh, are we self-aware of the things that we are doing ourselves or to ourselves,
Mm-hmm.
that either better us or that is to our demise? Uh, the one thing that people don't take account of really is that, you know, it takes a lot of action. You
Mm-hmm.
know, the same actions that it takes to destroy yourself is the same action it takes to better yourself and to
Out
change
of
your
way.
destiny and your fate. You know, and so uh, when it comes to, you know, the things that we want in life, whether
Mm-hmm.
it's a good relationship, whether it's a house, whether it's a car, whether it's this or that, what have you, is that all of that, yes, it could be in in our destiny.
Mm-hmm.
But the question is, what are we doing to get it? How are we
Mm-hmm.
going about it to get it? Are we pushing our blessing away every day by our free will, by our decisions, the decisions that we make, right? You say you want this beach body, but are you pushing yourself further and further away from it by just putting these toxic things into your body? You
Yeah.
say, yes, you want a husband or you want a girlfriend or whatever, but are you doing the necessary step in order to make yourself desirable to that next individual? Would you date you? You know what I mean? Like when you look at yourself, you know, are you taking, you say you want a job, you know, there's a great career or whatever, or you want money or whatever, but are you self-aware of who you are and, you know, the level in life at which you're at and the kind of work that needs to be inputted for you to get to that level, you know? And
Mm-hmm.
all of these things is what contributes to our, you know, destiny and to our fate. Because without any action, which is where the free will is. Because at that point, you have to make a choice and say to yourself, like, I need to do this. And that's the will in you. I need to. I'm going to rise up. I'm going to do it. That's the will that would change it, you know? And this is what a lot of people are not self-conscious of. They like to escape their own troubles or life through the lens of everybody else's. You know what I mean? Yeah, you're going to take the time to watch, you know, celebrities all day and then, you know, say to yourself, okay, you know, they're living their life good, this, that, and the third. But at the same time you're doing to do that, you're not using that for yourself, or you're not using that to go to the gym. You're not using that to work and better your situation. All you're doing is trying to live your life through somebody else's lens. You know, and this is the problem in America. There's just so many distractions and so many bad advice all around that people don't take this into account. And so they dive deeper and deeper into problems and more problems, and which is hard eventually to get out of, and they just accept their fate like that. All right, cool, you know what I mean? There's nothing I could do about it. I have 4 or 5 kids or whatever. I have 3 kids, or I'm 40 years old. I can get no man, whatever. You know, and they just let themselves go. But yeah, so there's a lot of things out there that definitely, you know, can completely transform and change the fate of the individual.
That's true. And another example too, you could be on your way to destiny and doing what you want to do. You know, sometimes too, you're on your way, you're doing what you're supposed to do, but like you said again, especially in America, there's a huge distraction. And with distraction, something that just popped up, like where people just come and try to destroy your destiny, where you're trying to go. They know that, you know, you're making big moves. They know that, you know, and the thing is, in America especially, people move in energy. They know this. It's like prime example, as I was telling you earlier, I'm walking through the market. I'm right now, you know what I mean, right? Yeah, and I really truly love what I'm doing right now, right? No matter what, you know, how I'm dropping these videos, the way I'm talking, I'm looking around. It's just that, you know, I'm just getting into being comfortable speaking in front of the camera. But you already know, once I get comfortable in front of that camera, man, I'm gonna be dropping these bombs, man. I'm telling you, man. And you're gonna see, you know, you're really gonna see me just like you see me now. That's because I'm getting comfortable, you know. But it's like, man, I get up every day just happy for the first time in my life. I get up every day just happy. I just can't wait to jump out that bed and just write down the message I want to write down to you guys. And I get people every day. I'm talking about people that never used to talk to me. All of a sudden now coming to me, just want to talk to me. Hey, what's going on? What you up to? Because they see my happiness. They see me the way I'm moving. They see that, you know, they can feel the energy. You know what I mean? They see me, I'm smelling good, you know, because I like to keep my cologne game up. You know, thanks to Louis. You know, he did put me up for some cologne game, you know. And, man, people could see the abundance in you, right? And what they would try to do, what they're going to try to do. Hey, how you doing, Gene? How you doing, Lou? What you getting into? Why? Because they want to know what you getting into. They see you happy because they know, excuse my French, they ain't shit. So they know they ain't shit. Their life ain't shit. So they see you, they want to come to you and find out why you so happy. And if they figure out that you happy and you making moves, what they're going to try to do? They're going to try to come bring you down. Yeah. So how they're going to come to you so peacefully, and then after that, what happened after? They're going to, you get their number, you politic with them, and then they're going to try to throw shade at you, and they ain't going to pick up the phone. And then you be like, oh, I thought this person was cool. That was just energy they just threw at you because they know that, you know, they just knew that, you know, that let me get into his mental. Let me get into the mental so you could just bring him down. Me, I chose destiny. So you wasn't messing with me before, you ain't never going to mess with me again. I'll say what up to you. I'll say hi to you. But mentally, I'm going where I'm destined to be. And next few videos, you know, I already got things I want to do. But over time, you're going to see the difference in me, right? And Louis, He break it down to me all the time, man. This is my right hand man right here, man. He break it down to me, yo. Louis, tell me what you tell me all the time, man.
Oh man, we always talk about, how anything that's influential, whether it's people, the kind of effect that they have on us. I mean, there's so many different categories and subcategories of how, destiny can be changed and how free will can also change, and you mentioned about people,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, people have a huge influence in changing our destiny and our fate. Whether somebody bring you good luck or bringing you, an opportunity versus
Mm-hmm.
somebody who's bringing you, bad luck and all kinds of troubles and, and talking down on you.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, these are things that affect us, you know what I mean? And so we have to be the one way to resolve that actually is to be aware of self.
Mm-hmm.
Once you're aware of self, you're aware of who you are and where you want to head in life. I think that is the biggest issues for people.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people are just wandering souls. They don't know exactly where to go, what they want to make of themselves, who they want to become. But those are decisions that have to be made by the individual. It has to be, there has to be a decision made to become something, whether it's just even simply as a gardener or, you
Mm-hmm.
know, you want to be a herbalist or whatever you want to be. But it's a stern decision. Is what you want to do, and you
Mm-hmm.
focus on that.
Mm-hmm.
And once you know where you want to go in life, nothing can sway you because you know the direction in which you're trying to go. You know, and so once you're headed in that direction, everything else will either be a distraction or it could be a contribution, whatever it is. But you will at that point see that, okay, you know what? For example, if you wanted to be, I don't know, gardener, right? Okay, somebody bring you a gardening tool. That's a help versus somebody will bring you a joint of marijuana. You know what I mean? All right, that's a distraction. You know what I mean? Like
Mm-hmm.
you got to make, you once you know where you're going, you got to make those choices, on the road there and say, okay, you know what? This is good for me. This is not. This is a distraction. This is this. This is that. And the decision become easier to do because you're able to depict what is contributional to your life versus what is not,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and that adds to your progress every day and adds to your wisdom because you've been there, you've seen that before, and you shouldn't go there, you shouldn't touch that. But when you don't have an idea of who you are, where you're trying to go, and how you're trying to go about it, then anything can influence you at that point because you're a wandering soul.
Mm-hmm.
And in the country where we live, is that you know, there's always something to divert you away from your purpose,
Mm-hmm.
whether it's entertainment versus whether it's sports versus this versus that. I mean, there's so many things. Politics,
Mm-hmm.
whether you in a Republican camp or Democrat camp, what does it really add to your life every day? You know what I'm saying? And so it's like you have these choices that you constantly got to make in order to keep the distraction away. Like me, I haven't watched TV in years, so it's like it's a big distraction for me, and I don't really care for it.
Same thing.
But I have ways of getting information and news and things like that, on the go. But it's just to tell you, like, we have to make these decisions,
Mm-hmm.
once we know where we're going,
Right, right,
so
right.
that things and people don't
Mm-hmm.
distract us.
Mm-hmm. And that's the thing too about destiny and true fate, right? When you're destined to do something, you're not gonna be the same just like everybody else. Your energy is gonna be completely different. People gonna look at you like you're weird, especially like in the environment that I live in, right? In
Yeah.
the area I live in, right? Everybody's doing the same thing, and this is not to like play them or anything, because, but I live in an area with an urban community, and growing up, everybody almost knows each other, and I always wonder why. I'm like, yo, why is it when I leave this area, right? I can, I'm always getting into long distance relationship, right? And things don't over work out, right? Because, and then when I'm here, I got my business, right, and I started my business. Now it's starting to take off, but like everybody is in competition with each other, and they haven't ever started anything. Nothing really started. Nothing really big, but they're in competition with each other, and people is just it's just low vibration, you know. Now, for me, I I have friends, you know, where we used to kick it with all the time, and for some reason, I'm chopping it up. We talking. I'm speaking. You know, I'm hitting them up. Hey, how you doing? What's going on? Woo woo. All of a sudden, you know, these same people, you know, that I used to be friends with, they don't want to talk to you anymore. I mean, talk to me anymore because they just see that I'm different. I mean, they're not telling me that I'm different, but the energy that they're giving me, they'll call me like 2 or 3 days later and say, "Yo, what's going on? My bad, I missed your call." But you already know. If you're my boy, or you, for example, the women, if you're my homegirl, even if you don't pick up right now, you're gonna call me within a few hours just to see my bad. You know, I was doing, but you're gonna call me in 3 days, almost a week, and pick up when you want to. And this is where sometimes too, when you're destined to do something, that's telling you these people will go away from you because that tells you something that yo, you're not supposed to be around these people. Versus now when I travel and stuff, right? Highway we linked up for mutual friends, and that mutual friend he travels, so me and you, that's what we got in common. And the thing is, it's kind of crazy, man. When we started chopping it up, we was talking, man. It was kind of like we ain't hit each other up every day, but you'll call me at what 11 o'clock. Yo, I got a proposition for you, and I was right there to listen to you. And then from there, bro, we talked every day, and it was not about the same thing, but it was talking about elevating each other. You know what I mean? And Lou always been there. You know, he was like, yo, he'll put in some time and tell me. He'll tell me. He'll put himself in my shoes. He'll tell me, bro, this is what you need to do. This is what you need to do. And that's what you need. When you're destined to do something, you're going to have good people around you to put you on that right track to tell you, yo, don't do this. Don't do that. That ain't good for you. You ain't supposed to be here. Yo, you're going to mess yourself up. You do it. Keep doing it. You're going to mess. That's what you need to be around. Those are the type of people you need to be around. Because in life, you know, nobody, in the times we live in now, especially with the economy is going bad and everything, everybody's trying to get what they could get. So when you're destined to do something and they're not doing it, yo, they're going to try to bring you down. That's what they're going to try to do. They're going to try to bring you down because they're not succeeding, so they don't want you to succeed. You know? So that's why, like, for me, it's always good. I always say this. It's always good to be your own cheerleader, right? And focus on you. If you're destined to do something and you're not talking to nobody and you're destined to do something, focus on that goal and that dream. And then, bro, I'm sorry, bro. Ladies and gentlemen, you're going to meet the people that you're supposed to be around. You know?
Yeah. Because the thing is, when you head in the right direction and you know you're heading towards your destiny, you draw people of like minds. You exude a certain confidence in you because
Yeah.
you're going towards, I would say, more of an expertise in whatever you're trying to do or whatever you're trying to be. For example, you know, if you go in the gym regularly every day and people can see the progress happening in you and they can see, okay, he's getting shredded, you know, and things like that. It's like you're gonna exude more of this confidence in yourself. First of all, you're gonna draw people around you who are seeing this progress in you,
Mm-hmm.
and you never know who you're gonna attract. You know, in terms of like, let's say, somebody to date or somebody that's gonna help you, perhaps like give you an opportunity or something. You know what I mean? Like you never know. Like at that point, you've opened other doors that can
Mm-hmm.
completely change your life. You know what I mean?
That's
And
it.
that's just how it is.
Mm.
And the thing is that because of how you are ready to receive that blessing.
Mm.
You know,
Mm.
uh, yeah, we have opportunities coming at us whether we're ready or not, but all the time. But the thing is that for those who are prepared, they will take those opportunities better than those who are not, because those who are not prepared to take those opportunities, or who are oblivious to the
Mm-hmm.
opportunities that are in front of them, tend to squander them. You know what I mean?
That's
Like
it.
and that's devastating in itself. You know what I mean? Because the thing is that you could have had better, you could have done better, but you didn't because out of ignorance
Mm-hmm.
or just out of lack
Mm-hmm.
of trying. But
Mm-hmm.
uh, there is that where we need to put ourselves in position to receive those blessings. Where we need to put ourselves, you
Mm-hmm.
know, um, where the opportunities can favor us,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and so that it can bring progress to us. Because people are attracted to those who are on their journey, man, who are on their mission. That's a fact. Like you
And
go anywhere.
and I didn't mean to cut you off. Always said I was thinking about this earlier, especially not trying to throw out negativity, but people that are not going anywhere, they're attracted. They don't like you, but they like what you have.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So it's like
Yep.
you got to be very careful. You know what I mean? Because when we talk about destiny and true fate, a lot of times, like let's be real, right? Can you? It's like when you're by yourself, right? And of course, aside of talking about health, food and everything, right? But a lot of the times when you always hear people that used to be wealthy or they made a bad decision because they did this and do that, it's always because about people. It's always about people. You know what I mean? It's always about that. Like I'm gonna give you this one example. I'm gonna throw it back at you. Like I remember, family. I'm not gonna say who. You know what I mean? But I would, I would not want to eat a particular thing, and I know it's not good. But coming from a West Indian background, they'll tell you, "Oh, it's good for you. It's good for you, but it's good for this." But I know it's not good for me, right? So I want to be in shape. So what I'm gonna do, if it's that, I want to be in shape. So I'm gonna make the decision to not eat it because I know that I want to be a longer life. Now does that mean that the people that are eating, like my family member, is not good because they're eating? No, it's because I made the decision to not eat it, and I believe that I'm destined to be healthy for the next 10 to 20 years. God willing, if I'm be able to live that long and live a healthier life, and that's just me, right? So I apologize for cutting you off, but I just had to throw that out there, man. It was just, I'm just so excited, man.
No,
This time.
it's true. You know, even in relationships, you know what I mean, like or finding somebody, I think innately people know what's good for them and what's bad in a sense, but it's just a matter of like some people. There's a saying that goes, some want to try to believe, and then some believe to try.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So it's like you kind of know what's good and what's bad for you, but it's like everybody wants to have their own stories and things like that. And then everybody's drawn to the karma, realistically, man.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's no going away from that. Your life journey, your life path, you have to pay your karma on this earth. You know what I mean? Whatever you did in your past lives or whatever, if you go deeper into a rabbit hole, and then so it's like you gotta fight that in itself. And then fighting that, whether it's to a behavior, whether it's to your physique, whether it's to your thinking, mentality. I mean, you name it.
Mm-hmm.
You could be a duplicitous person versus, or you could be somebody just too honest, too logical, and you have to fight that. You know what I mean? And so when we talk about these things, it's like you gotta really again know who you are, because
Mm-hmm.
that's important. Because once you know who you are, you will know
Mm-hmm.
where you're going. And when you know where you've been, you definitely will know where you're going.
Mm-hmm.
And if you know that, okay, you know what, I did this, I did that, and I attract this kind of people to me, you know what I mean, by doing this or being like this, then maybe perhaps there's something I need to change in order to change the destiny of that
Right.
situation. You know what I mean? Maybe you should like taking raw dicks. You know what I mean? You know, maybe start thinking about a condom. You know what I mean? Like, little things like that can help.
I forgot.
You
They're gonna be dying in the comment section, man. It's just
and things like that can change your fate. Because you were supposed to have, a kid by Bum Chica, man. And you change your fate by saying no. I'll put on a cap, man. You know what I mean? A hat on this. And so, you're gonna change your fate and your destiny by that. And so, yeah, even with the people that we date, who we with, toxic people that we hang around with. I mean, all of that contribute to how. Now, but this being said, okay, your destiny is not a picture for say, like it's an ideal, right? Because nobody is perfect. Nobody can. I mean, a lot of people try to be perfect and strive for perfection, but we have to also understand that it's an ideal.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing is, when something is an ideal, is that it's not tangible, but it's attainable, right?
Right.
And so, with that being said, is that you got to think deep, and you also, for whatever you go through in life, you have to also make sure that it's a lesson learned, and not just a repeated behavior. Because if you learn a lesson from whatever situation you went through, right? Like the raw dick example, right? Cool, you got knocked up, right? All right, the kid came out of the situations. Yeah, you know that you're not supposed to be. Your weakness might be, 6-piece wings, and so and some cheap gas station liquor or whatever it is. You know what I mean? Like,
So why we laughing about? Our viewers, like subscribers, look, we talk about this all the time, and it's like when we talk about this all the time, we imagining it. We have this imagination where we just had this I was imagining we had this picture of us just picturing 6-piece wings, and I mean it's just funny though, like us, man. So I said, Lou, I was gonna laugh. That's why you did that on purpose, man. But carry on. I apologize.
So that at that point, you got to stay away from that. But the thing is that, like I said, we are all drawn to our karma. So, but being drawn to our karma means that it's lessons that we have to learn. And once we learn these lessons, then it betters the spirit, it betters the individual. There are no lessons in perfection. I always say that.
No.
In good times, you cannot learn anything. You know what I mean? Like, something bad has to happen. I mean, we got a whole, for those who are religious, there's a whole Bible because of something bad that happened. You know what I mean? Because everything was going perfect up there for them until, temptation happened. You know what I mean? And we know what happened in that story, right? And so, and so the thing is that with those kind of bad things that happen, is up to the individual to say that, okay, you know what? I see where this is coming from. It's unavoidable at times, you know what I mean? Because circumstances can happen to us. We don't always have the will to choose. For example, we don't have the choice of choosing what family we want to be born into, or where. You know what I mean? I mean, some niggas got it rough, man. Some niggas are born in Papua New Guinea or some shit like that. You know what I mean? Like, and they got to come out of that, and go somewhere else. And
another thing too, I always say too, right? Being in America, right? Man, it was not until I went back to my country, like for example, like you went back to your country, man. I did not really realize drinking water, how important it is to drink water, right? Like over here, we can go get some water, we could get some juice, we can go get us a bottle of water, and we have the option to choose what we want to drink. We have the option to get what we want to eat. Man, I remember when I went back to my parents' country. It was in the West, in the islands, man. And they have a certain time when the lights turn off and when it turns on. And you could drink, of course I'm coming, I come with money and I'm buying juice, but you just feel like I just felt so thirsty, and
Yeah.
and after and then I'll drink water and I feel better. So where I'm going with this is this: us being in America, when we talk about destiny versus true fate, man, destiny, we have so many options and so many ways we could choose our destiny. Where versus other countries, they don't. You know what I mean? They don't. Like, their destiny is just trying to get out wherever it comes from. Like, for example, when you come from the Ivory Coast, a lot of people dream about that. They feel like their destiny would to come to America. Some of them don't even make it out. They're living in huts, tents, and this is life for them.
Yeah.
And this is why I always say destiny versus true fate is like, here in America, you have the opportunity to to become whoever you want to become. And it's like, when people tell me that, okay, prime example, I had a family member that told me, I said, one of the things I want to have unlimited income. What I mean is, I want to be wealthy, financially wealthy, right? But somebody told me, and my family member, you can't be that because you grew up poor. And now that I grew up, I'm grown now, and I'm working towards my finances and building myself up. I thought about that. I'm like, I'm in America. If I can't make it here, I can go to another city and make it. If this city don't make it, I can't make it, I can make it here. So I'm like, who are you to tell me I can't be wherever I want to become? But if I was to sit there and listen to this person, right, I probably had free will and just dealt with, for example, with bum Sheikah down the street, you know what I mean, and have 2 or 3 different baby mamas and just work somewhere for the government and just rely on that. But I choose destiny because I know if I didn't make it today, if I don't make it tomorrow, I don't make it, prime example, another month, I know in 2 months that I continue to do what I'm supposed to do and no distractions, I can become wherever I want to come. I can have unlimited money I want to, but I have to put in the work to reach my destiny,
Yeah.
So I hope that makes
Nothing
sense.
is given free, man. Nothing is given free. Like, I hear, even like, I hear some ladies saying, I deserve this, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, but what have you done to deserve it?
Uh-huh.
Besides putting your own self into problems. Nobody told you to take that road, Dick. You know what I mean? Like, you put yourself in that predicament. You know what I mean? Same thing for the fellas is that, like, what have you done in order to get that better chick that you wanted? You're not putting in the work to change that, to change, your fate. They got plenty of guys out here running around with nice insurance, at the jobs and things like that. They're not taking advantage of it. You know what I mean? The place where I worked at.
And that's another thing too. You gotta match whatever you want. You gotta match that energy. You can't be
exactly.
The thing is, like, a lot of guys that complain. Like, even myself, I mean, I'm saying myself, including myself, but a lot of guys, they come and talk to me, right? And they don't even. It's another video that I do too. They don't even take care of themselves. Like, they eat any type of thing. No disrespect towards them, and you weigh like 300-400 pounds, right? And then you don't even take showers, but you want a female. I'm sorry, not chicks, ladies. You want a female that goes to the gym, she independent, got her own bread, and then you get mad at because she don't want to talk to you. Why? I mean, my question is, why does she want to talk to you? Because can you even? Let's put it there. If you want to lay it down, can you even pass 5 minutes with her in the bedroom? Can you? Can you even? You weigh 300-400 pounds. Do you think she's gonna want to deal with you? Let's be real. And then where are you working at? You making like $30,000 or $40,000 a year, and she's making what? Whatever, you know what I mean? But you already know, like, as a man, you have to lead. You know what I mean? You have to match what you want, you know? And I'm not saying this is for all guys, because there's some guys out here that's doing their thing, and, you know, they're probably out of shape, but they can be able to reach these type of women. But you live an average life, you know, you going into the store and getting a steak and cheese, and, you know, farting, stinking up the place and everything, and then, but when that baddie passing by, and you get mad at her because she don't want to talk to you, and you talk to her any type of way, why should she talk to you? You know?
Right.
Me personally, I just started going, I've been going to the gym for a little over a year, and I look a hell of a lot different than the way I used to look. And now, you know, the way I used to view women and see women like this beautiful type of woman, man, I don't look at them the same, man. Because I'm going to the gym, I'm working out with these type of women, and these women are drop dead gorgeous, and they come to me, ask me for advice, and I'm dropping these bombs to them, and they're like, "Dang, Gene, you know what I mean? Dang, like you so good at this." And I'm like, "Dang, if I was to talk to these type of women a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, I wouldn't really know how to handle these type of women, because mentally, I wasn't where I was today." You know? And me talking to these women is destined for me to talk to these women, because the way I see myself now, you know, because I elevated myself to be that way. And I'm not in the best, I'm not crazy shredded though, but when people look at me, they could tell, okay, you work out, you've been putting in work, you know?
I mean, because of the kind of work that you did, and you know how you're looking now, is that it changes your destiny, and it draws a different type of individuals to you, right? Mm-hmm. Who are like-minded, and also who are, you know, about something, you know what I mean? Because, like, you know, in order to let go of your body too, that is a mental state, you know what I mean? Like, it's a mental state, because I mean, like, you give up, so therefore, you know, or you don't value yourself, or, you know, whatever it is, to a point where you just, you know, and, you know, just taking in whatever putting whatever into your body, you know, that speaks volume about the individual's mentality. And so at the moment, you know, when you decided, okay, you know what, like, I'm gonna do this, like the example that I used on my job before, there were many guys, you know, I mean, we had some of the best health insurance in the country, probably the second best from what I heard, behind the NFL. But there was many guys running around out there, you know what I mean, out of free will, drinking soda and eating chips and all that crap, right? But a cat like me, you know, I was just self-aware, because I knew where I wanted to go, you know what I mean? So I'm like, no, I'm gonna take advantage of this thing right here that's in front of me, you know what I mean? Because it's an opportunity, right, that God don't give to everybody. And I went, I did the surgery, you know what I mean, and bam, lost all of that weight. That put me in another echelon in terms of you know, the kind of people or the type of woman I'm supposed to be with or whatever. Now, I'm not saying that with my game I couldn't get anybody, but it's just that you know, like, okay, you know what, I feel like I'm bringing something to that person, you know what I mean? Because, like, relationship and all that, it has to be, to me, a fair exchange, you know what I mean? Like, I can't demand of you to be a baddie, and then me, I'm gonna be a fatty, you know? It just, to me, it's a no-no, you know what I mean? Like,
so before you go forward, what you gonna do when you get to the weight that you're gonna get? What you gonna do?
Man, I told Gene, I said, man, I think I'm gonna write that letter, because I'm about 271 right now, or less than that. So I said, when I'm gonna hit 280, I'm gonna write a letter to the fat community, man, and tell them fuck off. You know what I mean? Like, y'all ain't shit. Y'all breathing all the fucking air in the elevator, choking on nachos and shit. Fuck y'all. You know what I mean? I suffer with y'all for nothing. I don't like y'all. You know what I mean?
No, you know,
but it's just to tell you.
Joking. Also, go carry on, brother. I'm sorry.
No, you good. It's just to tell you, like, you know, there are opportunities in front of people, but they just don't take it. You know what I mean? Their free will is to do whatever the hell they want, by the cost of what? At the cost of their destiny. They could have gotten so much better, so many better things, but it's just that their free will is to do dumb things. Like, you know, when I think about my ex, had the free will to be with a cat like me, and, you know, better life and do this and do that. Her free will was just to be dumb. and do dumb things. And therefore, whatever karma comes out of that, she's gonna reap it. The same thing goes with, just about anybody else that you deal with or whatever you deal with in life. That free will comes in it, whether it's gonna be beneficial to you or self-destructive to you. You know what I mean? It's a choice that you're gonna have to make. But, I was one of those cats who I see where the opportunity is and I take advantage of it, and a lot of people don't. And this can come to the detriment, So, yeah.
Right. Well, the thing is this, right? I always tell people, if it's something destined for you to do, it's not only you're gonna get things thrown at you, right? You're gonna get things, and this is like that. Whatever religious that you're in, it's just life. Things are just gonna get thrown in your life just to distract you. And this is the country. We're in a country of distractions. We're already seeing it with social media. Prime example. You could be sitting here, you getting ready, you have an appointment at 6:00, and at 6:00 you're supposed to be somewhere, but what happens? Somebody comes in and they would just want to have a conversation with you, right? You're controlling your time. Before they came in, let's say it's 5:20 right now. They come in right now and start talking to you. And you just start having a conversation. But before that, you was always watching the time to see if the time was coming. But you made a decision to talk to this person. Instead of you propping yourself to leave, you continue talking to this person, whoever it is, and you talk about BS, right? Now, you're so into the conversation, you just realize it's 40 and your appointment's at 6:20. Now you're rushing to leave. You don't know if it's traffic. And you're rushing to the place, now you're 5 minutes late. That was free will. I don't know. I hope that was a good explanation I just put right there, a good example. But yeah. So, it's just that in life, you're going to get things thrown at you. And when things are thrown at you, it's up to you to make that decision. And it happens. You'd be surprised the reward you get when you could, avoid these distractions. And that's how you know when it's destined for you to happen, it's going to be destined. When it's destiny, it's destiny, So
yeah, because when you overcome these distractions, you know what I mean? Like, it gives you a certain strength where it's like, okay, I've seen this before, I'm not going to go there. You know what I mean? Or I've been there before, I'm not going to do that. You know what I mean? And you gotta respect yourself enough, not to go there. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And so, like going to, dating somebody or dating people or whatever, there's a lot of people who pass up good opportunities, man, to date caliber individuals and all of that. And these opportunities come to them all the time. They take it for granted.
Right.
Literally, like, there's always better coming, you know what I mean? So it's like, in your head, you thinking that, okay, like, you just squander these opportunities, and then you realize that, you're 35 now. These opportunities ain't coming like they used to, like, especially for the ladies. For the men, we can get better and better and better. That's and we could always get what we want as long as we got game. We could back it up by some finances, and we could back it up by character, demeanor, whatever, what have you. But for ladies, it's a little bit more difficult because it gets harder.
But also too, you have to be aware too. Some guys, it could hurt them too, because you can have all the game you want, but if you're not able to provide, when you have that game and you get that particular woman that you want, if you're not able to be able to take care of this woman, and you ain't focus on your purpose and you focus on your finances to continue to take care of that woman, right? That could be something that could be hurtful too, because you have to remember, you have to be able to know, like, if it's destined for you to be with this person, you can take care of this person, it's for you, but a lot of times, like, a lot of guys, they'll say this and say that, and they get the person, but they can't keep up. And that was their free will, because they lied the whole time, and that's where, guys, they got to be careful, because, and this is why I'm a huge advocate, like, for example, like me and you, we're in our 30s, and I never realized that hitting my 30s, man, I'm like 18 again, man. Instead, like, you know what I mean? I'm 18, man. It's like being 18 again. You know, I'm like, whoa, like a lot of distractions. You know what I mean by a lot of distractions? Women left and right, young, old.
I
You know,
mean, for most men, your 30s is probably your best year. Your 30s, 40s. Like if you see any of these magazines, it always got grown men on it. They don't put no 18-year-old, 19-year. Like this is how 16 and virgin right here. You know what I mean? Like in terms of like the ladies. You know what I mean?
yes.
Like we are our best right now, so it's gonna get better for us as long as we keep putting the work and we heading toward the right direction. But it just like, yeah, like you said, power corrupts, man. Anything too much of anything isn't good for you. You know what I mean? Because there's some people who got game to the point where it makes them numb emotionally to feel whatever is going on out there. Everything is just tactical. You know what I mean? And it's a game to them. You know what I mean? Like, oh, it's fun to have this and that woman, and like they just reap up a bunch of karma behind them, and they have to pay for it.
But
And
women,
end up with a bum.
you don't
Yeah,
even
they
know
was.
what you're dealing with, and now it's your free will. Like you dealing with this type of girl. I mean, I don't say girl, these women, and you don't even know she even had an STD. You know, people
There's some.
and
Uh huh.
no apologize, man. And this is why I always say, get to know the type of woman that you're dealing with. You know what I mean? Before, like, for example, it happens where, like, a good vibe can happen. It happened to me sometimes. Well, I won't say sometimes, but happened to me in the past where we just vibing. Luckily, me and this person, we was cool. It was for vibes. Now, a lot of people in this time, they don't go for vibes. They think what they think, what they dig. That's what they think, and they just hitting everything. And before you know, they got a disease that they can't even get rid of. And that was free will. That was free will,
I mean, your free will too is just. I'm not saying, oh yeah, everybody I'm gonna have to get married. I'm not saying all that, like But the thing is that you also gotta understand that the more you take opportunities for granted, the more the universe look at you like you ain't shit. So therefore, you could be a player. You could have been a player, or you could have been a pimp, whatever it is, your life, like most of your life. But
Mm.
what did you end up with now?
Mm.
You know what I mean? Like, look at. We're not gonna give no names, but you look at there's a model that used to date, somebody before. You know what I mean? Like bald headed chick. You know what I mean? I think we know who she is. I'm not gonna give out names, but the thing is that she took whoever she did it up there for granted, right?
Mm-hmm.
One celebrity, two celebrity, three celebrity, and now she ended up with somebody who just a normal common person. Where is she to be on the scene? Nowhere to be found. You know what I mean? And it's like that. Like you're gonna reap up all this karma behind you because you think that the world owes you something. The world owes you nothing. You know what I mean? With the opportunities, yeah, you had the body and all of that, and the mindset at that time to get what you want, but you take opportunity of it. Your free will was to dump that and get the next one and the next one and the next one, and you paid the price for it. You know what I mean? And there are people like that. You know what I mean? Who completely change their fate by just taking these opportunities. And their destiny too by taking these opportunities for granted. You know what I mean? Like you could have been a serial dater. Oh, I'm gonna date this one. No, I'm gonna date that one. No, I'm gonna date that one. No, that's not good enough for me. So you disqualify cats by every little, you nitpick every little things, and then bam, you find yourself at 40, like, wow, I got no man, I got no kids, I got nothing besides this bummy career. And that's a karma you reap. You know what I mean, for doing that. So you change your fate by just making the choices that you made.
That's it.
You know what I mean, and not taking the opportunity of it because you did not prepare yourself to receive the luck that the universe had to bring to you.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And also, I would like to add this.
Mm-hmm.
We do allow individuals also to rob our destinies
Yeah.
simply by the fact that, we perceive some things that are not true. We make them into reality, you know what I mean, based on our own fantasies of what
Mm-hmm.
things should be. So, yeah, you could have been heading the right direction, this and that, and then, bam, you met a bum ass guy. You know what I mean? Like, and then you fell in love with that based on your own dreams or your own, how can I put it, your own fantasy of what life should be. You know what I mean? And not stepping into reality. And
Right.
then, bam, you change your destiny completely. And then now
Right.
this guy, he put a baby in you. You're now separated and all of that. wherever you were heading in life, if, for example, you met him and you were heading towards the right path, you know what I mean? You were doing so well, you know what I mean? You were about to get this college degree or whatever it is and get into a nice career or whatever. Okay, now that's on hold because you allowed this entity to enter your body and completely destroy you. You know what I mean? In terms of, because you had your own fantasies about, you know, whatever you wanted the outcome to be. You see what I'm saying? And so we have the power to really change fate and destiny. Like, I'm talking to you right now about all of this, but I could say, okay, you know what? Let me go out and just stab somebody and come and just go to jail for the rest of my life. Like, that's the kind of free will. That's how powerful free will is. You know what I mean? So you got to understand that in everything you do in life, there are consequences, and always weigh the consequences, that your actions versus the consequences. And you got to see how beneficial the outcome will be to you. Because if it's just a thrill that you're chasing or whatever it is that you're doing that's not beneficial to you, you will reap the karma of it, as well as you will reap the reward of it if it's beneficial to you.
Right. Yeah. I agree with you 100%. Like, even myself, like, I'm telling you, again, place where I live, I choose destiny, and it takes a lot in me to just hold back any type of people I come across. Like, prime example, I could be walking. This happened to me like twice. I could be walking, somebody would just cross, boom, right past by me on some disrespectful thing, and then they'll have the audacity to actually look back at me and see if I'm gonna do something, right? What happened? That person actually they noticed me walking, and they felt my energy. Now, if I had my free will, I would have just cursed them out, or whatever happened, a fight could have occurred. I choose destiny, so all right, cool. You crossed me. I turned and looked at him and kept on walking, because I made the decision for my life that, look, as I stated earlier, I want to become financially wealthy. You know, I want to create generational wealth. You know, I got my other nephew in the room right now, and man, the minute I came in my mom's spot, man, he just jumped on me, and that was a beautiful thing. Now, I have to play an example for him and my other nephew, you know? So that was why I'm relying on destiny. I'm going into destiny, you know? And, you know, it's many things, like even women, like nowadays, no disrespect to my, you know, not all women are like this, but there's some women that move like men, and they just feel like they have the opportunity, the chance to just curse you out, say any type of slick shit to you, and you expect not to say anything, like they want to bang out with you. Now me, I'm not as tall as you are, you know, I'm like 5'6", you know, 5'5", 5'6", and I'm a small guy, you know, I'm kind of like a little, you know, a lot of people nowadays, they don't think. They want to, anything they could get out of just to get a laugh out of, or just trying to get some type of excitement, of course. But me, I choose destiny. And I'm looking to evolve. You know, I'm creating this video, and this is going to go out there to help somebody. You know, I'm creating goals and want to reach my dreams, right? And this could reach somebody because I'm going to destiny. This is my calling. This is my destiny, you know? So, people, like I was telling you, it's either destiny or free will. Me, I choose free will, right? Lou, you choose free. I'm sorry, I apologize. You use destiny. I mean, you choose destiny. I choose destiny, right? Now, anything can happen, you know, and it takes a lot in me to not really want to slap the ish out of anybody. I'm serious. Like, if I had it my way, my knuckles would have been, these pretty knuckles you see right here, y'all. You know, I would have been bruised already, because I could just backslap somebody, but I choose not to. And I'm happy I don't. You know what I mean? I like the kind of person I've become, you know? And I'm still growing, I'm still learning, you know? So, yeah. Do you have anything else you want to say? I mean, I'm pretty much done on my end, but, you know, you say what you got to say, bro.
Yeah. So I just, I like to leave everyone with this is that, every day you wake up in life and, every day of, waking up, you gotta really do some self-evaluation. Take into account your successes, your failures. Ask yourself where you want to go in life, who you want to
Mm-hmm.
become,
Mm.
you know, and put together the ideal of what it is without being too diving deep into a fantasy. You know what I mean? Be real. And then also prepare yourself for you to receive luck, to have luck on your side. You know what I mean? And for example, right, if you're a guy and you're out there and you're working and things like that, right? Okay, cool. You may meet a cutie or whatever, and you like her, she like you back. But at the moment where you met her, she was looking for. She's actually, yeah, she wants all that cute or whatever it is, the romance and all that. But at the same time, the thing that matters to her in terms of like long term and futuristic things is stability, right? And it's something that you got all of that on the checklist, but you don't have that part,
Mm-hmm.
right? So that brings you back to the drawing board. You know what I mean? Because probably she won. Yeah, it'll be fun. You know what I mean? Y'all gonna have fun, but long term, she probably don't see herself with you because you don't have A, B, C, and D. Now, I'm not saying that she's there for that, but the thing is that you also got to understand that everybody have their needs to be fulfilled as well. You know what I
That's
mean?
true. That's
Maybe she
true.
don't come from a background that's stable, so in her mind, stability is the number one thing to her, right? After the fact
Mm-hmm.
or whatever. And you're not in position to give her that. Now that puts you in a bad spot because the thing is that you
Mm-hmm.
got everything on the checklist except that. Now you lost on an opportunity. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So life is like that. You got to really take into account. You got to put yourself in a place where
Mm-hmm.
you're able to receive these things, these opportunities, and the luck will come to you, and
Yep.
then you're able to take advantage of it, right? Versus cornering them away. You know what I mean? Like if you're a chick, you got yourself nice, beautiful, and everything, but then like you a serial dater, you just dating here, dating there, right? And then like you're taking away your value more and more and more and more by just dating anybody, however, whatever you want to do. And then
Mm-hmm.
later on, you find yourself that you're alone with nobody, and then your beauty level has gone down. That's a problem.
Yep.
So,
Mm-hmm.
whether it's a job that you're in and you say, okay, you know what, I'm not seeing any growth in this and that, I want to better myself. You know what I mean? It's a decision you got to make. Or maybe you in a job, but you're not taking advantage or fully taking advantage of, like I said, the benefits, right? A lot of people don't even realize that just the dental that you pay for every day, you go out there and get some braces, pay for it, man, pay a little bit, the copay, pay for the braces, get yourself braces. That will take you another notch above the rest of these cats out here, right? Like you got pearly white teeth. How many of your neighbors got pearly white teeth out there? You know what I mean? Like that's gonna be your signature now. Everybody's like, oh, the guy with a white smile. You lost your name at that point. They don't even call you Gene no more. They call you the guy with a bright smile. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
That's how they know you. So that
Mm-hmm.
took you from that 99% to about that 10%, right? Now
Mm-hmm.
you're a guy out there that's doing this or that, you find or in your job or whatever, or in your career, you developing yourself, you're getting better and better. That takes you from that 10% to 1%, you know what I mean? And you're able to receive these things and better yourself and these opportunities when they come to you, you take full advantage of it, you know what I mean? As opposed to letting it go because you're not prepared for it. So you got these choices to make that in front of you, your free will. Meaning the things that you want to do or the things that you can do because you simply want to do them. But
Mm-hmm.
you got to see how beneficial it is to you, and you got
Right.
to make sure that everything that you do can
Mm-hmm.
be a benefit to you, right? So that you're able to get the most out of life.
Right.
Because
Right.
one thing you don't want to have is regrets.
Mm-mm.
When it's too late to do something, whatever it is. Because yeah, and for all of us, quite honestly, man, yeah, we got like, and this is where I like, because me, I'm a big into astrology, and
Mm-hmm.
there's a lot of things that could delay you. You know what I mean? Wherever your planets are positioned, that
Mm-hmm.
could delay you. For example, marriage. For example, career, or even finding your own talent. But the thing is that you gotta know where you want to go. You gotta say, okay, you know what? I do want to have a talent. I do want to get married eventually, or I do want to have a girlfriend, or I do want to have a good career.
Mm-hmm.
Now, it's just not going through the trial of tribulations or trying to find that, you know what I mean? But that's where your focus should be, and trying to overcome these tribulations and
Mm-hmm.
learning from it, which is the most important, because people will go into something and they won't learn from it. But you got to learn from it and say, I will never do this again. I will never take myself this low. I will never put myself in a position where I'm in danger like that. And then you're able to learn the lesson, take that lesson and build upon that, use it as a stepping stone for the next chapter, and building and building and building and making yourself better every single time. And the end product of that is you bring yourself closer to that ideal, which is that fantasy picture or whatever it is that you have in your mind that's saying that I want to be a successful person, because nobody knows what success really is, to be quite honest, and it has a different meaning to everybody. Success to me, has a different meaning to you, or to somebody who, who's a farmer somewhere, in another country, whatever.
Right.
The thing is, whatever success means to you, you have
Mm-hmm.
to determine what that is. And also, once you determine what that is, you have to know yourself. And once you know yourself, then you know how to put the two together to make the distinction between what is destiny and what is will. And you also have to understand the consequences of your action, because a lot of people are not aware of, and that has to do with part of being self-aware. You have to be aware enough to know that, okay, you know what, these are the consequences of my actions and what this could potentially bring me. Like when I take a bite out of that Rice Krispie every morning, and I'm like, fuck, like that bring me closer to a bad health, you know what I mean? And I know that. But my free will is saying, nah, do it. I don't care. But, these are things that you got to take control of and say, okay, you know what? I don't want that. I want to do something else. Like I want to go to the gym every day. I want to better myself. I want to understand myself more. I want to understand the environment around me more, so that I can fully take advantage of it. You know what I mean? And become better, and to make better choices in life.
All right.
So
Yeah, man.
as complicated as it sounds, but it's also as simple as that.
Simple as that. So, family. I call you guys family because you remember this is a little thing that we spitting some stuff to you guys, man. We saying some things to you guys because this is what I'm called to do, and I bring Louis in because he's very articulate and he knows about these type of things. I do too, but we say these things because we want to help somebody, and not everybody have people to talk to them about this type of subject, So again, please, email, Sufra, JEAN, Sufra, SUFRN. I'm sorry, I apologize. I'm making mistakes already. SUFRAJEAN@gmail.com. That's my email. If you want to hit me up, hit me. What else? Instagram at Gene JEAN Sufra SUFRA. Louis, what's your social media, man? So people can just hit you up if they have any questions.
So my social media, I'm on IG. So it's Louis Diamond. Louis LOOWEE Diamond DIAMOND. And that's on IG. And Facebook is Intuitive Tigress. So Intuitive, INTUITIVE, and then space Tigress, TIGRIS.
All
You
right.
can find me there. If you have any questions, you know what I mean? Like, however I'm able to help you, you know what I mean, in life. We don't have all the answers, but that is the life path that, that God and the universe has put us on, is that
You know what
we're
though?
gonna live life to get all the answers that we need to get.
People out here that need people to talk to. They need people to. Another thing too. I would like to create a service where people need somebody to talk to, and they can just hit my line up, right? And then vice versa, but this is later on the line. You know, once my platform gets better, you know, I must get better. When my platform, you know, subscriber goes up, and I definitely want to do something with YouTube. You know, where I can partner with YouTube. You know, but that's gonna take work and perfection. I won't say perfection, but you know, to do what I got to do. But that's another subject to talk about. But again, Louis, I ain't bringing this up though, but I have some emails, and someone hit me up on Instagram. Some women, I'm talking like a good two of them, two or three of them, and a friend of mine at the gym, she came up with the subject, why do men lie?
Oh God, that's a good one.
Why do men lie?
Wow. Well, that is something for that we're gonna have to put up for the next debate, because that's a big one.
It's a big one. I mean,
I'm gonna say, you know what we're gonna say? We're gonna probably the next that subject will be why men lie, why do women lie too.
Yo, that's a good one, man. But we gotta get some women up here to really chop it up with us too, man. Because this is something where like we all can politic, you know. And I got the person for it too. Oh man, I got somebody. I know a female that she's really down. Oh man.
Yeah, I mean, and you know what? We could have it in different sequences. You know what I mean? Like we could have it, just from our perspective at first, and then later on, do another show where we're gonna have why do men and women lie to number 2 or number 3. You know what I mean? Like that kind of thing. I have different perspective on it, and then because the thing is that I believe in balance, and I believe that everybody should be heard. You know what I mean?
Right.
I know my answers in my head, but always somebody can bring a different perspective, which I'm always open to listening. And so that is how we're gonna exchange knowledge. And so yeah, I could sit here and I could tell you 10 million things why the men lie.
He's
And
a
I'm
cutie.
sure, and I have 10 million reasons to why the women do the same.
Now I'm gonna tell you, this girl right here, bro. Like, because she works at the gym. She's a cutie. She's ready. This girl, I don't say this young woman. I mean, she's good friend of mine. You know, she come from the same country I come from, and she's a young girl, and she's doing her thing, and a cutie, man. I'm telling you, but she's a little fiery too. So that could be dope. I get you or her. I just play the middleman. You know what I mean? Because I'm pretty neutral. I get it. You know, but that's another subject. You know, hold on, give me a second. I think that's my nephew trying to come in. Come here, my nephew trying to come in. So you want to see what Uncle doing? Uncle is talking on camera. Look, you gotta be scared for it. Look. You know, say hi, say hi, say hi, say hi to everybody. Come on, stand up, stand
What's
up,
up,
stand
man?
up. Come on, say hi. All right, you want to go? All right. Yeah, man. So, all right, so we done, man, right?
Yeah, that's it, man. So you got the next subject right there. So looking forward to it. And why do men lie and why do women lie too? That's gonna be the next subject of debate. And we're gonna bring the heat, we're gonna bring that fire. So
Why do men and women lie, right?
why do men lie and why do women lie too? Because again, it has to be broken down like that.
Okay.
That nobody's left out. If you say why do men lie, then that's unfair. If you say why do women lie, then I think that's unfair too. Why do men lie and then why do women lie too? Yeah.
Oh God.
Two people doing it. Yeah. And we see on both sides, they both doing it. You know what I mean? Nobody's better than his friend. So
okay.
The thing is that we bring justice where there's no justice.
So what we're going to do? To be continued. To be continued. Dot, 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 dot. All right. So this is Gene, your friend, your new friend, also your best friend. Please like, share, and subscribe. Peace.
Peace, guys.
All right.